Still kicking that shit that they love me. Clean it up, but I came out the gutter. If she see me and hug me, I fuck her. I been calling me, play with no huddle. If it smoke with me, know that it's on me. Jackie Chan, cause I do my own stunting. Yeah, they hate cause they ain't get no money. Yeah, they hate cause they ain't get no money. Still kicking that shit that they love me. Clean it up, but I came out the gutter. If she see me and hug me, I fuck her. I been calling me, play with no huddle. If it smoke with me, know that it's on me. Jackie Chan, cause I do my own stunting. Yeah, they hate cause they ain't get no money. Yeah, they hate cause they ain't get no money. I'm smelling like Issy and Zaza, I'm lifted. I keep me a 223 with extension. Your girl keep tagging my name in the mention. And now she about to get spanked by the miss. No mathematician, I'm good with these digits. I made me some crazy with baggers and digits. I made me some money off plastics and gifts. Ain't a millionaire yet, but I'll be in a minute. I'm fresh like a mannequin walking in Linux. I see it, I want it, I get it, I spend it. These niggas finessing, they leasing, they written. They really some losers, they never been winning. They really some boosters, my sauce they be still. I got hackers in Russia plugged in with the Kremlin. I'm cool when it's pressure, we turning the gremlins. It's up and it's stuck and we straight to the ceiling. I do my dirt solo, ain't never no witness. I ain't Kevin Hart, ain't no laughing and giggling. Like T.I. first album, my nigga, I'm serious. The one and the only, it ain't no equivalent. Whatever I'm rapping, you see it, I'm living. These niggas be living in their mama basement. Really ain't gangsta, they broke, mad and hating. They really upset, I put dick in their legs. Still kicking that shit that they love me. Clean it up, but I came out the gutter. If she see me and hug me, I fuck her. I been calling me, play with no huddle. If it smoke with me, know that it's on me. Jackie Chan, cause I do my own stunting. Yeah, they hate cause they ain't get no money. Yeah, they hate cause they ain't get no money. Still kicking the shit that they love me. Clean it up, but I came out the gutter. If she see me and hug me, I fuck her. I been calling me, play with no huddle. If it smoke with me, know that it's on me. Jackie Chan, cause I do my own stunting. Yeah, they hate cause they ain't get no money. Yeah, they hate cause they ain't get no money. After we fuck, I will no longer speak. I won't pay you a 40 or buy Uber Eats. I bought a 3-5, baby, roll up a spliff. And when we get done, baby, there go your lift. On that shot lotto, it hit like Sharkeisha. A cool motherfucker, I keep me a heater. I'm dripped in designer, feel guard or essential. The only thing left is to call me some virtue. Don't fuck with you niggas, ain't good for my mental. I want you to win and no hate in my system. I want you to prosper so you can stop bitching. You niggas be messy and fuck like some women. They main thing be ready to fuck when they see me. It's niggas like me getting close to extinction. The man in the mirror is who I compete with. Strictly after a bag ain't no secret. I'm the league in me and you still in the bleachers. To go to my city, I don't need your feature. You better than me, come on, stop it, you reaching. You better come take you some notes while I'm teaching. If you fucking with me.
Right here this morning, police are looking for a
The
suspect.
only detective agency capable of handling these grotesque and obscene cases. Look no further than the one's detective agency, where evidence does not matter. We lock you up and figure it out later.
Hey, what's up?
The one's detective agency, with your captain, Uno the One.
Hey, good people. Good morning. How y'all feeling? Are y'all amazing? Because I'm amazing. How y'all like the intro? Y'all feeling the intro? Hold on, my phone, I don't know. I lost my connection over here. So I'm about to reset over here because, you know, I gotta be over here, man. I gotta be over here so I can give y'all some love. Did y'all enjoy the new intro? I told y'all we was finna switch it up. Yesterday was the last day of Uno Does the Internet in the Morning spot. We're gonna move that baby to the afternoons. And that's going to be a host of a lot of different things. But in the morning times, we came to solve cases. Yo. Okay. Yo, my mic is working. I appreciate y'all letting me work. Voila. And we are back. Welcome to the first day of work. I hope everybody hit the like button on the way in. That's how you clock in to get your money. Me,
Y'all read it. I'm Captain Uno the One, the leader of this goddamn misfit bunch of problem solvers. I'm currently the head detective, but I'm on probation because I got a lot of HR claims. But don't worry about it. I appreciate you being here today. We are excited for you to be here. We're gonna have roll call today. So we're gonna go ahead and have roll call and see who's clocked in, ready for work, and ready to get this day underway. You see our good detective is in the building. My girl Booby, hey boo. She said, great day, good people. Hug someone, they might need it. I needed my damn knees hurting so bad. I've been working out hard and walking 4 and 5 miles and trying to be sexy for the summer, you know. Who these knees of mine, Lord. We got our girl Muff in the building. She said, good morning, I like the new banner. Thank you. We lit. That's for you. That's for you. We finna get turned up today. Hey, my girl Modesty in the building. Good morning, good morning, good morning. The leader of the band camp, the conductor, is here. She's reporting for duty. We got a case today. But the evidence don't matter. We don't give a damn. Do we care about evidence? We lock them up, then we figure it out later. You know what it is, Muff. Uno, we're unofficial official agency. Yeah, we on probation right now. We got to solve a few more cases. My girl D in the building. Hey, D. Hey, what's up, boss? Boss is one of the lead detectives. He say high five a hater. He be putting people in jail, too. He don't care. They be innocent. We don't care. Do we care? No. We don't care about evidence. We get the right people at the end of the day, don't we? Okay, that's all they need to know. D-Love in the building saying, hey, she's spreading love. Man, y'all make sure y'all, boss said, good morning, ladies. Good morning, ladies. Thanks, Modesty. She said she love it. Thank you so much. Hey, that boy Big in the building. What's up, Big? You see what it is, man. We finna solve these cases, man. Oh, I love the new, yeah, that's, you know, I had to add a little sauce on that little thing there, man. You know how I do. Thank you, D, for the love. Hey, everybody speaking, everybody ready to go? Yeah, we some misfits. Yeah, we are some misfits. Yes, we are. Let's do it. Y'all, before we get into the case, y'all know what we got to do. We got to pay a few bills. Highwaycollection.com is where you can stop by, get you some nice merchandise. You feel me? Get you something nice. Hey, and if you want me to advertise you a spot on one of my podcasts, this is what you do. Create you a 30-second to 1-minute clip of your business. Drop it to me in my Facebook inbox. I'll razzle dazzle it up, and I'll drop it on one of my pods. But it is going to be a fee. Now, I'm not talking monetary. You're going to have to share my shit on your feed for a week. Okay? That's all. Even Swap ain't no swindle. So if y'all want to get some advertisement, you know we have good motion over here. If you want to get some advertisement, let me know. Music, shows, if you have bar mitzvahs, parties, whatever you like to do, hit your boy up. We'll get you worked out. 30 seconds to 1 minute. Make it spiffy too. Don't come up with no basic. Kids grass cutting. We cut grass. Don't give me no junk like that. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? We already got roll call. We already paid the bill with the highway collection. Man, let's go ahead and get into the case. The case of today is the case of the inbred dad. I got my Zaisha rolled up. I hope y'all got y'all extra cuffs. I hope y'all got y'all extra pepper spray. So we finna go ahead and get into the case. Let's do it.
Think about a gravesite being here? Well, the dog actually alerted to right there when it's leaned up against the tree.
Right here, you see this? There's 3 big. Looks bloodish.
He's a bad person.
In what way?
Every way, I have no opinion.
I'm actually glad that he's in jail. He needs to die in jail. With all that he's done.
Why didn't he want you to leave with your dad?
Because he's sick.
When 56-year-old James Jim T. Whitaker suddenly vanished, police believed their big...
Jim looked like he just a happy person, man. Jim looked like you give him a goddamn on Coors Light, probably a pack of Marlboro. He good. He gonna sit around the fire. He gonna help you out. Jim, man, come on, man. Look, he don't look like he called no damn ruckus now. How Jim go missing, bro? Hey, Sharon. Good morning. Make sure you hit the light when you coming in the door now. Make sure you hit the light button when you come in, because that's how you get paid. That's how when you clock in. We already in the detective agency. We are meeting our victim. You not late yet? Let me see. Oh, see, y'all ain't even tell me to start it over there with the other. Y'all know we do 2 agencies. We got one over there on IG, and this is the big agency, but we got a little baby agency over here on IG. Y'all got to make sure I check in with them folk over there too now. But now you ain't missing nothing. This is Jim. We're just saying how Jim looked like he pretty fun individual. He like to drink Coors Light, maybe a Modelo every now and then when his money right. He like to fish, smoke Marlboros, and he love his grandbabies. But he is missing. That's all we got. You ain't miss a thing. We finna get back to it.
His concern would be unraveling the truth of what happened to him. But as they dove deeper into the investigation,
I know damn well that ain't nobody's house. Y'all, look how nasty this is.
they soon uncovered that this was just the beginning of a twisted.
People live like that for real, bro. That's sad business. People legitimately live like this, bro. Boy, I would have had a panic attack.
Case.
That's so nasty.
Jim's disappearance would prove to be the catalyst in exposing a sickening secret.
Boss, I'm starting to think this is a pattern of these people, bro. Every single 8 out of 10 of the cases always involve a nasty ass house. Every time. Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all think this is a part of a mental health situation? Let me know. Thumbs up. Yeah, there's some mental health shit going on with their house if they live in a house that nasty. Or nah, you always trying to blame mental health for something, but these boys is nasty as hell. Let me know. That's what we do. Let's get back to it, man.
Secret that had been kept hidden for years.
Let me see. That's something. Oh, who appears to be a skull cap? Huh? Yeah.
It all began on the afternoon.
Well, that look like that might be Jim's skull cap. They done pushed his muffin back blue. Damn, they done did Jim, my boy, the wrong way, man.
Of July 25th, 2020, when sheriff's deputies in Hocking County, Ohio, responded to reports of gunshots in a residential neighborhood.
How we doing?
All right.
We shot Ben. 40.
Down the road.
Well, she said you guys were shooting.
I shot
We're shooting at 22.
The deputies were greeted by 18-year-old Melody Dixon and her father, 40-year-old Michael, or Mike as he was most often known. While Mike had been staying at his friend James Jim Whitaker's property for about 2 years, Melody had moved in about 4 months ago. While nothing may have seemed amiss with the father and daughter initially, police would likely look back at this interaction with concern later.
What'd you shoot in it? What kind of ammo?
Oh, hold on.
Okay. That'd be terrific.
There was something far more alarming going on at this house than disruptive shooting. However, with the residents being so cooperative, the deputies had no reason to think that anything was amiss. They would soon realize just how wrong they were.
Were you shooting anything else?
That and the 22.
Okay. Let's get this right, y'all. Hey, and I'm gonna see what Detective Boss Blake said. Hey, Boss said the lady that killed her 6-year-old son by exorcism house was spotless. She had that. Yeah, that's why you can't make an excuse for them folks saying it's a mental health type situation. Because most people with mental health or OCD, they like their shit spotless. Straight up, you hit it on the head. Fly High in the building. What up, Detective Fly High Peaks in the building? Hey, rise and grind. Damn, am I late, man? You only late. We met James Jim T. Whitaker. He a grandfather that went missing. He looked like he liked Coors Light, a good day of fishing, pack of Marlboros. He might get him a little Jack Daniels at the end of the night as a nightcap. Wasn't nothing too major. He looked like he was a good dude. Then we came across this guy, Mike, and his 18-year-old daughter that's on the porch. They found a skull cap on their property. Police got a call to their property saying somebody been shooting a gun. Police just walked up to these folks and said, You been shooting the gun? The 18-year-old daughter come out like looking like she 42 with her hands on her hips. Say, you been shooting that gun, Mike? Not dad. Been shooting that gun. You remember you shooting that 40? He said, no, I was shooting the 22. And this is where we at. Y'all ain't miss much. Welcome in. Take a look around. This is the new facilities. Hope y'all enjoy yourself. Hey, what up, cuzzo? I hope everything good your way. Love you, but hey, my girl Modesty is already putting her cuffs. She said Mike has done it, and I think I'm gonna agree. Anybody that lives peacefully in that filth and disgust got something going on. And the way his 18-year-old daughter came out with the hands on her hip looked like they as a couple. So lock both of them up. Put some cuffs on these folks for me, please. Let's get back to it.
Okay.
He and the daughter lady, yes.
That once,
Yes,
and I can show you where it hits a tree.
Big.
Okay.
Already
So I
big.
know they
gotta
go
to
far.
jail.
Like shooting right. Well, the new ones.
Well, it's no big deal. We had somebody that fired a gun and it struck a windshield. Nobody got hurt or anything like that.
The father and daughter were let off with a warning, and the deputies departed. Just a few short hours.
Hey, I want to ask y'all a question. Holy shit, Taki soup. They was shooting the gun. Blap, 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 blap. The bullet hit somebody's windshield. They got a warning. But I would have went to prison for attempted murder. Oh, y'all think I'm overreacting? Nah, Uno, you dead right. If you would have been at your house shooting the gun and it would have hit somebody's windshield, your country ass would have went to jail. Or no, Uno, you always do that. You always talking about, the white guys get away easy and the black guys always get the punishment. You always are stirring the pot, Uno. I don't agree. Let me know in the comments. Back to the case.
Hours later, though, another deputy would be back at the same property under vastly different circumstances. Jim's family had called the police to report him missing.
This is my dad's property, Jim Whitaker.
Okay.
We haven't been able to communicate with him for 20-some days. He's not in his house. I think something's happened.
God dang, that's your Diana Whitaker's Jim's mama. Oh, I thought she said that's my dad's property. That's her son's property. Okay. I'm about to say, if that's the daughter, boy, Jim must have been on. Never mind. Complexion for protection. For real, for real. I think it's the filth thing more than the race thing. Yeah, they were like, boy, we getting the hell up out of here. It's nasty.
There's other people in here when we got here. They left about as soon as we got here. They didn't give us no answers on where he was.
The thing is, I know my son.
He's never done this. 56 years old. He's never just disappeared.
Right.
Jim's mother.
Okay, Jim was 56, so he's still fairly young. Okay, my sister said, I think certainly if people can live like this, they're just filthy country bumpkins. I agree. My mom's neighbor shot through their wall, got a fine, and promised to pay for the repairs. Was he a fair-skinned gentleman, or was he black? Because that would be good if he was black and he was like, I'll just pay for the damages, y'all. Y'all just, I get your Willie sandwich. And, everything will be even. Bygones will be bygones. But if me, Demetrius Dallas, with these dreadlocks and these gold teeth in my mouth and these tattoos did that, I'm in prison. They're going to lock me up. They're going to lock my country ass in the jail. Yep. Hey, so they might shoot a gun here and there. Yep. See? Let's get back to the case.
Said she'd last talked to him at the beginning of the month, around the 4th of July. They frequently.
If you don't get to talk to your kid for 20 days, if you have not heard from your kid in 20 days, will day 20 be the day that you finally decide to ride your country ass over there to see what's going on? I just want to know from the parents, from real parents, how many days can your kid go without you talking to them before you get to acting a fool? Put it in the comments. Give me a day, a number. Don't say, I don't know, it depends. Give me a number. 5 days, 2 days, 1, 3, 2 hours, 50 minutes. Give me something.
Spoke and had made plans to check in with each other the next day.
Y'all clocked in?
But
y'all got y'all
Jim
money?
never answered the phone again. While it was clear Jim was missing, police were likely alarmed to see that Mike and Melody had also vanished. The nature of their relationship, along with the reason they decided to suddenly depart,
Boy, Mike got on the damn run and he took his daughter with him. Ooh, this finna be some wrong turn type
raised
vibes
more
here.
than a few questions. Jim's family had actually seen Mike acting
next morning,
suspiciously
all
earlier,
alarms.
just
That's
after
a
the
mama.
deputies who responded to the
They
reports
better
of
not
gunshots
let
left.
24 hours.
He
That's
had
a good
50-pound
mama.
bag of dog food in one hand, a dog, a live dog, a chainsaw, and reached over and grabbed 5 arrows off of that thing that's out there and a pair of gloves.
What? They say that boy Mike grabbed a 50-pound bag of food in one arm, the dog in the other, snatched 5 bow and arrows like Robin Hood, a chainsaw, a couple cans of food, and took off in the woods. If this ain't some wrong turn, boy, 0 days pass by and I don't know the well-being of my kids. I might let one day slide, but they better be checking in ASAPidly. That's a great father. 20 days is a little excessive to me. If y'all, you know what I'm saying? 20?
Those were not the only items missing from the house.
Hey,
Some of
not the
Jim's
murder
things
kit
were missing
101.
too, including a firearm, a crossbow, and 2 TVs.
It's possible that he...
God damn, Jim needed a flow model out there in the woods. Jim was not playing. I mean, Mike was not
just
playing.
took his personal possessions right here in
It's
this area.
very
and was
unlikely.
like, I'm out.
He has struggled to
I
keep this
understand that.
house
I'm just
for
saying it's a
years.
possibility.
It's a possibility.
Okay.
But he would have done that when my mom died, not now, just all of a sudden.
Okay.
Still trying to figure out exactly when Jim went missing, police also spoke with his friend Keith. While he provided interesting information, the story got even more bizarre. Keith claimed that Mike had showed him...
Okay, so Julie said mom died and Jim would have disappeared. That would have been when his wife died. Okay, and Mike and Melody is on Jim property, but Jim ain't there. We got the right people. We got him. See, look, first day on the agency. Unless it be some twists and turns and goddamn Keith done came and helped that. Let's see what Keith got to say.
A strange note, allegedly written by Jim back on July 12th, 13 days earlier.
Mike came out. We were fiddling with something in the garage. Mike was fixing something, and I was sitting there.
Y'all smell that? Smell a little methy. A little meth in there. I wonder where that's coming from.
You fiddling with it. He came in the house, and then he come back out, and he's like, I just found this in Melody's stuff. And it sounded like an odd professional love to Mike's and his daughter, that girl Melody / notes.
Yeah.
But, you know...
very weird.
It was signed Jimbo. I didn't think Jimmy ever signed his name Jimbo, you know.
Additionally, the handwriting didn't appear to match Jim's penmanship, and his mother and daughter both said the way it was written didn't sound like Jim at all. While they didn't know it just yet, this note would end up being a huge...
Am I lying? Did it smell a little methy in the air?
Huge clue helping to explain what exactly had happened to Jim. As well, the timing of the note meant that Jim could have been missing for weeks at this point. It was clear that something wasn't right. Unfortunately, the most likely sources of answers were Mike and his daughter Melody, and they were nowhere to be found. The next day, several deputies and detectives from the sheriff's office returned with a warrant to Jim's property to conduct another search. What they uncovered made their hunt for Mike and Melody even more urgent.
What's in the basement?
That's where Michael was staying at. There's a bunch of crap. I would definitely wear
Wear what?
I'd definitely wear gloves. It's dirty.
Who kicked in the door? I'm just trying to determine what was like it and what was new, that type of thing.
But that door has never been locked. Never, ever.
Oh my God. Like, did y'all see that field?
So Mike can put that on there.
Do you know why?
No, I have no idea why.
When the officers and
that is a nasty house. Reminds me of that Casey Anthony case, missing persons for weeks before getting reported. These people look like they cooked and ate Jim up. I agree. They look like they got dang on had a good time. They look like they could be from Soft White Underbelly for sure. Definitely for sure. Hey, what in the universe? That's what I'm saying, Modesty. What is going on? Boss man, I can't drink my tea, but it is filthy in here, bro. It make my stomach
Entered the
feel
basement and saw the conditions. They quickly realized that this would not be an easy search. One thing, however, likely stood out to them right away. Mike and Melody were both supposedly living here, but there was only one bed. While this was clearly concerning, it was only the tip of the disturbing iceberg when
Now, I'm not going to pass judgment yet because you can sleep in the bed with your kid. I'll be this way. She'll be that way. I'm in my cover. You in your cover. I ain't, yeah. But they were living in that filth. I ain't going to pass judgment yet. I want to make sure. Yeah, that was, yeah, Modesty. I know. Wait. Melanie is Mike's daughter.
it came to Mike and Melody.
Smells like feet.
I think my smell quit. What? So I think I quit smelling a while ago. No blondies. The camo bag?
I passed judgment a long time ago.
I saw the camo bag I flipped.
Look at this, bruh. I'm gonna tell you some real gangster stuff. I had a patient, I'm not gonna say his name. When I was in the military, he used to come to the clinic. He was an old veteran, and he used to have sores like silver dollar size, and they used to ooze green like infection. It was on his inside his legs. It was like around his waist area. It was behind his legs, all the moisture spot, and he used to drool a lot. So he drew so much it was just like starting to eat his little skin up from that contact rash, and it started being infected. So with that, they had to send a group of people, a corpsman, the doc, to go assess the situation to see if his man needed assistance. But we went into his house. Listen, it was worse than that. It was worse than that. The bad shit about it, his daughter stayed next door, and her mom, which is his ex-wife, stayed next door to her with the new family. And he was just like this, bro. This junk. Look at that, y'all. I'm straight on that.
I was looking at that bag.
They may have several human couches.
Right
yeah,
here.
boy,
See this?
on God.
There's three big. Looks bloodish. There's four, actually.
Faced with the inhospitable state of the basement, the officers went back upstairs to regroup. Eventually, they decided to call out a K9 search unit to go over the entire property, inside and out.
All right, let's collect that stuff in the basement real quick, or send her downstairs. Station 1. Going home and taking a bath. Yes.
The dog didn't alert upstairs or downstairs in the house, not even for the presumed drops of blood on the camouflage print bag found in the basement. A second dog was brought in to double-check and delivered the same result. While this may have seemed promising when considering Jim's fate, it wouldn't for long. The investigators swabbed the item and took it as evidence just in case, before expanding the search to the great outdoors.
Nothing? How close does he have to be, depending on...
Usually within about 4 to 6 feet, he'll alert.
Okay.
While following the dog, one of the detectives came across what appeared to be a tombstone. Here, the canine alerted, which it was trained to do only if it detected the smell of human remains. Before they could start digging, Jim's daughter returned to the scene. What she said dashed any hope of finding clues near the headstone.
Do you know anything about a gravesite being here? Not your dad's, but there's a World War I.
Oh, no. That's just okay, so here's what happened. That got, me and my mom actually got that from, that's part of her family. and they replaced the stone, and they allowed us to take that one. There's no grave to it.
Oh.
It's just a stone. Yep, it's just
Okay.
a stone.
Well, the dog actually alerted to right there when it's leaned up against the tree.
They theorized that the headstone had absorbed some of the scent of human remains from the cemetery where it came from, resulting in a false alert. While it was good news that they hadn't found a body, it was also troubling because they still had no leads about what happened to Jim. Only later would they realize they had overlooked a crucial source of evidence. Still, a promising lead turned up. On a property just a few miles down the road, the investigator stopped by to chat with a man named Kenny who knew.
Why would you collect the headstone though? Like, why? What's the purpose of collecting this headstone? Why do you need this headstone? I'm confused.
Both Mike and Jim.
Sheriff's Office, how are you? Look for Mike.
Huh?
Michael Dixon.
What about him?
Looking for him.
He ain't seen him for a couple days.
Sure about that?
Positive.
All right, well, because his car's right there.
I know it is.
Yeah. So let's not do something silly if you're not telling the truth.
Oh, I'm telling the truth.
Okay, so when did he drop his car off?
I guess last night, but I wasn't here. My girlfriend was here then.
Okay, can I get a look at it?
Oh, I don't care.
All right.
Apparently, Mike left his car behind because it was leaking transmission fluid. However, that was the only explanation he offered before taking off again. When looking through the back window, the deputies could see the chainsaw Jim's daughter said Mike took from the house. Mike's mom and
Mike done came up with a scheme to get away. That boy done left his junk at the little junkyard. He left the murder weapon that what did he use the chainsaw for? He dismembered the body. We know he's dismembered that body. We know it. For sure we know that. So Frank, Mike's stepfather, and that's his mama. Boy, this case is wild. My boy Fly said, them nasty ass people, where do grown men get off with sleeping in the bed with their daughters? I mean, that daughter is grown, and she's calling him by first name. I smell incest. That's why they be living so filthy, straight up. Title is fitting proper, like is all. For real. Make my skin itch. If I was them boys, I would like everybody come out. You can get poked to anything. Yeah, I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there. So they don't have to buy one later. Boss said, hey, BS. Sharon, cross thoughts. Old Jimbo was planning ahead. Holy smokes, man.
Stepdad, Denise and Frank Specie, lived just down the street from where Mike had left his car. When they headed over to the Specie house, the investigators found not only what they were looking for, but also would soon discover that multiple members of
Detective Blake, you tripping?
the Dixon family were hiding things, even if some of them didn't know it.
Mike, there's a fair yeah, he's got a warrant for that. You can take that there. Okay. Why don't you take a couple bits off that cigarette?
Or you just can't hang it in your mouth, keep smoking it if you want. That'll help you out. Is your dad here? Okay. Is there anybody else here or just your dad?
Dad, my daughter.
Okay.
The detectives placed Mike under arrest on a pre-existing traffic warrant, but that wasn't what they really wanted to talk to him about. They made him aware of his Miranda rights before getting to the heart of the matter.
You want to talk to me about what's been going on at Jim's house?
They say that daughter come down a few days ago and said that I had to get out of the house. He's been gone, I think, since the 5th. And his daughter comes saying, oh, I was getting rid of his stuff. I didn't get rid of nothing of his. He was like a dad to me.
So what do you think has happened to Jim?
I'm hoping nothing. I'm hoping he just took off, but I don't know why.
Further up the driveway, other detectives spoke with 18-year-old Melody.
Man, what is going on? Where are they at? What is going on, y'all? Like, hold up. Is that a water tank? Good night, Irene.
James say where he was going or any?
No. He didn't really say where he was going. He was just...
What happened to some of his stuff?
Look at her.
What do you mean?
Like his guns, his TV set, all that.
Well, the gun was been missing, and I don't know about the TV.
Unfortunately for Melody, Kenny and his son Jeff, who owned the property where Mike left his car, told the detectives otherwise.
Mike Dixon, did he sell you a TV, or trade a TV? Yeah.
The other missing TV was purchased by Kenny. This was just the tip of the iceberg when it came to Melody's secrets, and they only became more troubling from here.
That meant they done went and pawned off this man TVs and whatnot so they can get some money to get the hightail it out of town so they can elude the officers. But they wasn't clever enough to go anywhere but to mama house. Mike is slow. Who in the hell dismembers a body, lives on that person's property, and messing with, laying in the same bed with their 18-year-old daughter in a slum-infested location? Run back to... Who does that, bro? I told y'all I smelled meth in the air. I smelled meth. The hair... Yes, see? I told you I smelled it. I told you I smelled it.
The investigators continued to press her,
Her
hopeful
whole
that she would slip up
demeanor,
again.
her whole little...
You think that something's happened to Jim?
I think he just took off because that's what he's been talking about for a while.
Where would he go?
Well, he told me and Dad, he was like, I'm just gonna not be here all day.
She just called him Dad. But in the other interaction, she was calling him Mike, first name basis. It's rats, roaches, squirrels, spiders, ants. It's everything.
You guys can keep this place.
Roly poly.
My family don't get a goddamn copy or whatever. So.
Counselors.
You think something's happened to him?
Centipede, deer, skunk.
I don't really know this. Last time I've seen him was 4th, 5th.
Melody was talking to police on the 27th, meaning that Jim had been missing for around 23 days at this point. Melody said that prior to living with Jim and her father, Mike, she'd been in foster care and was specifically not supposed to be in contact with her father. The reason for this.
And you laying up with the girl. And you, because you done been assaulting her already.
Was stomach churning, as investigators would find out. But for now, police focused on what they knew and the note Jim supposedly left.
They're high and guilty. All the witnesses even twitchy. Everybody around the community is methy.
He won one.
All the friends. So this is where the term birds of a feather flock together come into play, right? Because like Modesty just pointed out, everybody in this mug twitched out. Mama twitched out, daddy twitched out, stepdaughter twitched out, grandma twitched out, co-worker twitched out, the owner of the co-working facility twitched out. Everybody. Birds of a feather flock together. When my loved ones was out there on dope, he had all the dope head friends. I'm just being real. You know how we do over here in this detective agency. We don't pull no punches.
To know, weren't berserk, and that's what that letter was.
Just go on and move in the dumpster.
This topic would come up again later. Currently, the detectives probably...
Muff, Jim is a friend that let Mike ass stay at his house. You heard Mike just say, oh, he was like a dad to me. He was just a good, kind-hearted hillbilly. Straight up, that's what he was.
Probably noticed that despite the dire situation, Melody's priority was clearly not the missing Jim,
you
but
heard
her
it,
father,
boss.
Mike.
Is he going to jail?
Mm-hmm.
Mike?
Because there's a warrant for you.
Mike was transported to the sheriff's office, where
Yes,
the detectives
Muffin.
continued to
Yes.
question him about Jim's
Having his way
whereabouts.
with his fucking daughter, nasty
But
dog.
Jim had talked about in the past. Was there anything to indicate that he was going to, that his depression had reached a limit on that day?
I didn't think so.
Didn't think so. But I mean, if he was going to basically, why would he take a TV?
Yeah.
While they'd already found the TVs Mike sold to Kenny and Jeff, investigators also tracked down more.
That might be a thing. Jimmy done caught Mike Nasty Tail. Jimmy done caught Mike Nasty Tail fly. See, that's why you in the agency. You picking up on good clues. We got this one. We gonna get a conviction of this one. We doing A work
of
today.
Jim's missing property.
Hey, this is a fine time to ask y'all, did y'all clock in? Did y'all clock in? Did y'all hit the like button? Did y'all do that? Make sure you go and clock in, man. Make sure everybody get their check for putting in diligent work today. That's how we know. That's how YouTube know, hey, this agency is legitimate. Clock in now. Hit the like.
Firearm matching the description of Jim's favorite rifle was sold on July 6th to an acquaintance of Mike's named Tommy, but he resold it 2 days later. Investigators were able to track it down and collected it as evidence. When chatting with the detectives, Tommy revealed more than just the location of the rifle. He also shared some concerning information about Jim and Mike's odd relationship.
Because, see, Michael beat the shit out of that old man a bunch. Like, yeah, they got to fight a lot, man. That old man would get high on meth, because that old man was a meth head. And he'd get high.
See? We called it! We called it! We called it! Y'all are sharp-ass detectives. Ooh, everybody, on your evaluation, I'm giving everybody a star because y'all did outstanding work. Y'all called it. But I didn't expect for Mike to be done beating Jimmy up. I thought Jim just like Coors Light and Marlboros. So that smile on his face was actually a meth twitch. I was slow. I was slow today. See, that's why I'm on probation. You see what it say? I'm on probation. I'm on probation. You know, it's okay. That's why y'all, it's a team. It's team
on meth and stuff, and him and Michael would get into it, hot and heavy.
You see?
I mean, he blacked Michael's eyes, and Michael blacked his eyes, too. I mean, it was like they was two fighting married couple. I swear to God, that's what you thought.
The next day, when the deputies returned to ask Tom,
the boys used to get high, zooted up, booted up, tooted up, and get the beating each other. Oh. No, sir, I do not like meth. Weed and shrooms, that's all I do. And I don't even do that often. Hey, Mr. Captain, sir, the light button looking real good this way. That's how you guys come and do stellar work, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you, D. Hey, looks like all the employees on deck. We in here. Yes, sir, Steve. I knew it was some meth involved. Y'all called it out. Y'all called it out. Y'all sharp, boy. Let's get back to it. Let's get out of these backwoods. Let's solve this case and get up out of here, bro. I'm ready to go.
Follow-up questions.
I'm ready to get
he
up
had
out of
something
here.
else to add, this time sharing what Mike had apparently told him about his daughter, Melody, and Jim.
He had said that he had caught his daughter and him in bed. I asked him,
where the hell is Fly High Pigs at? Oh, y'all short today. Y'all on fire today. Y'all are sharp today. He called it. He said Jimmy done caught Mike in bed with the daughter. He called it. He called it. He called it. Yes, y'all sharp today, boy. Y'all sharp.
that's on my kids asked him right now, right in my living room 2 days before you guys arrested him. I asked him if he did it. And here's his.
Look at that trailer. I know I said we supposed to be paying attention to the case. But look at that trailer, Lord. I'd rather go stay in the projects, man. Y'all be talking shit about the projects, bro. I enjoyed living in the projects. I had friends every time I stepped out the door. If my next door neighbor was cooking, we was eating. If my mama was cooking, the row was eating. The row is from one end of the block to the other end of the block. All us would get together. You got the crabs, you got the sausage, you got it. And we'd be out that mother potluck all weekend. Talking about old school tunes. I love the projects, but I would not stay in methamphetamine. No way. Which one? Y'all tell me. Tell me in the comments. Now let's keep it G. Let's keep it real. Y'all rather stay in methamphetamine here or the projects? Let me know in the comments. Put M for methamphetamine, P for PJs. Back to the case.
Exact reaction when I asked him. He's like, "No, man, I didn't do it like that. Like eating, like how you put that? You know, when somebody's being sarcastic, like you know, like you can see in their voice and hear that, you know, he knows more than what he was saying."
Everything Tommy shared was concerning, and investigators' suspicions only increased when they spoke to some of Jim's neighbors.
He mentioned that he was going to kill Jimmy. I don't know how many times.
So several times.
And this was even before Melody showed up down here.
Yep.
So y'all done heard this man say he gonna do Jimmy something wrong. Y'all heard him say this, y'all. Why nobody reported it? Why nobody moved out the way? Why nobody said, "Hey, Mikey, you gotta go"? Why nobody protected Jimmy? It's the picture in the dictionary beside you. Give me the bricks. Give me the projects. Projects for $500. That's what I'm saying.
And they throw shit at each other. They get in fights, and the next thing you hear is a couple gunshots, and you have to wonder, okay, did somebody shoot somebody this time, really, for real?
At the sheriff's office, the investigators shared similar concerns with Mike.
I guess what makes it look strange for you, Mike, is that you guys continued to live there and never let anybody know that Jim was missing.
Right.
I mean, why not call the sheriff's office and say, "Hey, this guy's left, the TV's missing, his gun's missing, and I haven't seen him for a few days." Even though I understand Jim's an adult, but why didn't you go and call us?
I don't know. I should have when I was going to. I asked a few people what they thought, and they said, "Oh no, Jim might be doing something you don't want the cops to know about." I should have called you.
And then,
hey, down here. Yeah, look down here. See me? Yeah, this is a little view I be trying out sometime, but you know, when I want y'all to get the big screen, this is how we gonna start doing in the detective agency. Instead of just getting me off, I'm gonna be here because I'm gonna be watching y'all, because y'all be sleeping on the job sometime, but y'all sharp today. What was he just saying? They get to arguing and shooting at each other, and folk just say, "Oh yeah, that's just a regular day. That's Mikey and Jimmy."
And Mike made a mistake.
I cared about Jim a lot, I did. But I mean, I'm not funny, but...
So they get into it, start shooting at each other. That's meth is a hell of a
Alarmingly,
drug.
Mike used the past tense when referring to Jim. It only got worse from...
See, he's so high on meth, he don't even realize. He is telling on himself, straight up. Mike, we got you off top. They was higher than they ever been. Yep.
Mike soon confessed to something so horrendous that not only was he placed under arrest, but detectives returned to the Specie residence to bring Melody in for an interview of her own.
How are you?
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Is Shawty methed out too? Is Melody methed out? Is this methed out males? Damn, they doing it, baby, the worst way, y'all. What is going on?
Melody, I'd like to take you down to Laurelville and talk with you about your dad. Okay? You okay to go?
You're not under arrest.
You're not under arrest or anything like that. We want.
Look at the baby, man. This girl is the same age of my daughter, bro. I had to come up big. No. Y'all know I be protected about these babies, man. She already done been through some shit. She done been through foster care. He wasn't supposed to be around her. He done somehow manipulated her to come back. Maybe not manipulation, but She wanted to be around her daddy. He took advantage of that situation and got her mentally fucked up. She probably done been around the meth fumes. Hell, she might have done hit a few goddamn. What did you hit, a rock of meth? What did you hit, a line of meth? How you do the meth? I know you inject it sometimes, but everybody don't have no needles and shit. You spoon it up. You spoon it in. You do that? What? Somebody tell me. I don't know nothing about that, man. Big. We gotta risk everybody, the whole family. Because y'all know these folks used to fight each other, knock each other stupid, and get to shooting at each other. Did y'all not think this was gonna come to a horrific end? Everybody who knew about how they got down should be charged with something.
I want to go down and just have a conversation with you in a nice private area.
Melody agreed to go back to the station. Once they got there, the detectives made her aware of her Miranda rights before finally getting down to business.
And what I would like for you to do is talk with us about the incident that occurred with Mr. Whitaker, about what your dad has told us. Are you willing to talk to us?
Do you actually have a recording of him saying that?
Sure do.
Could you show me like a recording first and then send to it?
I don't have the video with me.
So I basically have to go out on one right now.
Well,
I don't know if what you're telling me is correct or not.
Wouldn't you want the family to have closure? Do you think that James deserves to be laying out?
Not good people, in my opinion. So
Pardon?
they're not good people, so I want them.
What did she say? They're not good people. None of them are.
So you don't care about James?
No, I would say, well, he's a bad person.
In what way?
Every way, in my opinion.
In every way, in what way would that be?
Dad was just trying to protect me.
Why do you say James is a bad person?
Yeah, because we got in front of the house and told Dad he had to leave, but wasn't having to leave. And he was screaming. I tried to listen the F out, well, I had an instruction, like really bad, so I went to the line of the steps, just gonna go to the grocery. And he grabbed me. And I was like, what the heck? And he screamed loud, so he would get that out. And once he go, I was like, well, let me leave then, and I took a hold away from him.
Why didn't he want you to leave with your dad?
Because
the investigators would return to the quandary of why Jim didn't want Melody to leave.
They fighting over the coochie. They fighting over this young girl. Both of them bastards sick. Both of them bastards sick as hell. Oh no, man. My boy boss said she on that dope. Yeah, she suited and booted, bro. What do they call that? See, I'm not familiar with the meth terms. You guys are gonna have to inform me. Like, what do you call it when they? I know they some twitch. I know they be tweaking, but what do you call it when when we zooted, when we high? You know what I'm saying? When you on the goddamn on the gas on the zone. When you on the shrooms, you got them tripping, but I'm tripping, bro. When you on them pills, you geeking, but geeked up. When you on the meth, you tweaking. Is that it? Oh, tease me. This is messed up. I just seen the child in her. Yes, she don't know. She's clueless. Tweaking. All right, bet.
This discussion would reveal what could be the key to understanding this nightmare situation.
So you guys were arguing. I need to hear it, okay? So he has a hold of your wrist?
He had her on my wrist before me and then she got me over. And I wasn't thinking that.
So are y'all buying that Jimmy? Y'all buying that Jimmy is the one that grabbed on the mama? I don't know, man. Sound like she's trying to protect her daddy. What y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Jim, it was Jim. Put J in the comments. Jim did it. Jim grabbed her and Jim was assaulting her. Or put no, M in the comments for Mike. Mike, her father was doing that. Or if you think both, Put J in him. Let me know, though. I need to know. See? He got me discombobulated. I done hit the wrong button. I almost clocked out.
This wasn't the full story. Melody was leaving out some of the most chilling pieces, but for now, detectives had no choice but to turn to Mike, who told them a similar story, resulting in his arrest. Not only that, but he also agreed to go back to the property and reconstruct the crime scene for police.
I told him I was going downstairs to get my gun, and I went and got my gun.
Come up.
Yep. That's when Melody was coming out of the thing. I could hear them scuffling a little bit.
What were they saying anything to each other?
No, I just heard her kind of like yelling, and supposedly she grabbed like his gun. She said all she remembers is looking down the barrel of it. I heard the safety on his gun click off, and that's when I shot mine.
So Gene saw that your dad was pointing a gun at him?
Man, I didn't have enough reaction time.
He didn't have enough reaction time to do anything? Is that what you're saying?
I was like, not close, not going away.
A couple feet away?
What? It's frustrating talking to her. Yeah, I was like a couple feet away. No. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Muff, I'm with you.
Okay.
And if he would be to come forward towards me a little bit, no, that way, just look right there. And if you would have turned, like if you would have been going to look like, yep, right like that. Right there.
Right there?
Yep, no, right just like that, exactly.
And where did you hit him in his body?
Right there where he's pointing towards his eye.
The investigators had now confirmed that Jim was deceased, but the location of his body remained a mystery. The issue of motive would also come into question when police found evidence suggesting that there was something sickening going on behind closed doors.
He only did what he did because of me.
This, as it was later revealed, was probably true, but perhaps not for the reasons Melody was giving.
He wasn't doing it because he's an evil person or whatever.
I understand. He's just trying to protect you.
And I don't think he should get like maximum punishment or whatever, like everyone else is. You know, it was my fault that it started.
No, it's not your fault. I wouldn't say that.
Because if I wouldn't have walked those steps, that wasn't fun.
No matter the truth, the gory efforts that followed Jim's death meant that the Dixons were in a heap of trouble.
Did he talk about how they cleaned it up?
Just with bleach.
Bleach? Do you know where he bought the bleach from? Was there bleach at the house?
Yeah.
Did you cover up anything over here? Did you clean anything?
Yeah, I cleaned.
Did you clean up on the wall?
A little bit, and then there was splatter up. You can kind of like right in that way, you can see stuff.
Where was most of the blood?
On the floor.
It was most on the floor.
Yep.
Was there a puddle?
Down there.
In the process of the cover-up, Mike had also rearranged some of the furniture. Surprisingly, he hadn't done so alone.
The only reason I didn't think much about it is because me and Jimmy were talking about it. And Mike may have even been in the room before Jimmy had not been around.
Not been around?
You know, yeah. Well, we just actually rearranged stuff around and, you know, maybe threw away trash or stuff like that. Nothing was cleaned. Makes me feel crappy or sick to think if Jimmy was around in any way, shape, or form.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was like, cleaned where? Where was any cleaning done? Like, where was any cleaning done? Lies. Adding up the charges. Who lying, Modesty? You don't trust this dude right here? I think he was in on it too. The way he's just trying to, I don't know, little weasel. Now that makes sense. Them moving furniture over Cleveland. They haven't thrown away nothing in years.
Even or whatnot when I was up there.
While Jim's friend Keith was nothing more than an unwitting accomplice, others were far more involved in the case than they let on. Back with Mike, the officers moved the refrigerator into its original position so Mike could continue his reconstruction of the scene.
Where was the gun?
The gun was about where my feet are.
Which way was the gun?
Pointing the barrel towards that.
Use that.
This was it. Say, this is the barrel like that. It was right there.
Was it laying on him?
Right there.
So where's the butt of the gun?
Right there.
That's the butt of the gun.
I took when I come up here and I took my hand over that way.
Kicked it out, and then what?
And then I reached down, like I told you, and seen if he had any pulse.
Okay. And then what'd you do? Where was Melody?
Over there. About where that baseball bat's at.
Once again, Melody filled in more of the missing details.
What kind of clothes did you have on at the time?
My graduation dress.
Graduation dress? What color?
White.
What did you do with it?
Pretty sure my dad burned it. Because it had stuff in it.
While Melody believed her father...
Why the hell you got on the graduation dress? Why you got on your graduation dress? Just at the house. Y'all wrote.
burnt the dress. He never admitted to it. When the dress was burned, however, was an entirely different matter. Jim's neighbors provided a little more insight.
We were sitting here just enjoying our 4th of July, and Melody comes walking down the driveway. And she stood there and asked if we had any gas that she could buy from a gas can. And what she was wearing that day, we all noticed that it looked like it had a blood stain on the middle of it.
About that big around.
When examining Jim's financial records, the investigators noticed that his debit card was used at a gas station on the 4th of July. This very well could have been the last place Jim had gone, but they also probably had to wonder if this transaction was made by Melody or Mike using his card. Unfortunately, they never found out, as the gas station footage had already been recorded over. But something else Melody said in interrogation clued the investigators in on who else may have known about the crime, and lied about it as well.
Is your family like Frank, or is he married? Are they supporting you?
Mike's stepfather.
I mean, are they being nice to you at least?
Yeah, my grandpa.
Your grandpa?
Frank.
Frank? Okay, that's your grandpa. Okay. Have you tried to talk to him about it so that they understand what you're going through?
I mean, yeah, whenever we can really talk to my grandpa. But the other ones, you can't really trust them.
Mike also revealed that he told his stepdad, Frank, about killing Jim.
She just said you really can't trust grandpa neither, so grandpa abusing her too? Wait a second, y'all.
Was about to be a big problem for Frank, as the police headed back to the Specie house a third time.
With that being told, I want you to understand something. I've already talked to Mike. I've already talked to Melody. They both indicated to me that they talked to you and told you of the involvement of...
Look at their body language. You try to eat with the parts of the legs up and
Jimmy,
everything.
that's what you want to call him. When did he tell you this, and how did he tell you this? Was it right after it occurred, or a day or two afterwards?
So when they come here, I thought he shot at him. I didn't know.
You just said he shot him.
Shot at. That's all that's the way it was phrased to me.
Okay, and he didn't say, I killed him.
No.
He didn't say, I buried him, I get rid of the body.
No.
Anything like that.
No. Because that's when I would have gotten a hold of somebody and found out what was going on, because I knew Jimmy years ago.
Did he try to bring a weapon here?
No.
Any kind of gun at all?
Daddy lying.
Handgun, long gun?
Not that I...
Is Mike's stepfather lying? Is Frank lying? That's his stepdaddy. He holding it down. He trying to be OG. You know what I'm saying? He holding it down. And it is sad. I think they all are.
Not that I've seen.
Frank was granted a reprieve for now. But when police eventually got to the truth, Frank would be facing some serious consequences. Still, it didn't take long for those consequences to begin.
That girl, man.
Something else Melody shared had the potential to land the family back in hot water.
What happened to Mike's guy?
I don't know this information.
Lie.
Because.
Did he give it to Frank?
No. I don't even think he's allowed to have it to my house. Because he has on disability or something.
Melody was right. Mike didn't give the firearm to Frank. He gave it to someone else in the family. This meant it was time for a fourth visit to the Specie house.
No, I didn't do my job. Yes.
What's your name, ma'am?
I'm Tanisha.
You're Tanisha?
No, Denise.
Denise. Oh, I was going to say, Tanisha is an odd name. Different name. What was in the house, Denise?
My husband.
The police was lame. Denise was a... Shut up, dude.
That's
my
Frank.
son.
Is that
John?
John?
John, he's in the shower.
Okay. Can you have Frank come out as well? And I want to talk to you two just for a second, and then get you apprised of what we're doing here.
By this point, Frank likely knew what was coming.
How about this?
Yeah.
Here's what's happening right now. We are here for a search warrant of your residence. Okay?
Officers make everyone come outside so they can speak with them. Mike's mother, Denise, was visibly distraught.
She's shaking and everything.
I just found out about this yesterday. I had a phone call.
Well, we've got a lot of explaining to do to you and all that stuff, but like I said, there's a process we have to follow. All right?
She only became more upset when one of the officers tried to read her Miranda rights.
Okay.
I ain't never been through anything like this.
Okay. Listen, this is nothing. This isn't you, you know. Okay?
Okay.
Meanwhile, once Mike's brother John was out of the shower, the deputies took him aside and advised him of his Miranda rights, even though he wasn't under arrest.
Essentially, there's only one question that I really need to ask you.
Gun.
Correct. Where is that gun at?
Get it out of my trunk.
It's in your trunk?
Yes, sir.
You know, the question is Michael brought you the gun.
I bought the gun from my brother before any of this ever happened. He kept asking me to borrow it. He wanted to go hunting with it. And then he showed back up with it that morning. I didn't know yet. He just showed up with it. Here's your gun back.
The suspected murderer.
So y'all believing that? Are y'all believing that bruh didn't know he used that weapon? Was that the murder weapon? Do you believe he bought the murder weapon prior to the murder, and then Mike just came and said, "Hey, bro, let me hold the gun to go hunting"? I ain't just finna let nobody hold my weapon, bro. I don't do that. I don't do that. If wherever I go, my weapon goes with me because my name on this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I believe that.
The weapon was exactly where John said it was. John had something else to share besides the location of the weapon.
Oh, he's a shotgun?
This has been brewing. Jimmy and Michael have been threatening to shoot each other for 2 years.
The reason why things had escalated now, rather than any other time, was nothing short of scandalous.
Did Michael tell you that he shot and killed Jimmy?
No, he did not personally tell me. He did not.
He didn't personally tell you, but did anybody in secondhand tell you?
I am going to plead the fifth on that.
John chose to plead the fifth. He did not get in any legal trouble. In addition to sorting out who knew what about the crime, police still needed to locate Jim's body and try to work out the true motive for his death. Both tasks would be far trickier than anyone bargained.
Hey, Sean, I ain't see you.
What happened then with James' body?
Thanks for being here.
My dad made me go downstairs and go to bed.
Oh, there we go.
So he told you to go downstairs?
Hey, Lewis, how you doing?
And walked me out downstairs.
Welcome to the Ones Detective Agency, where evidence doesn't matter. We put them in jail and we figure it out later. We have people already apprehended. Mike for killing Jim. Now we're just trying to find Jim's body. Melody, the 18-year-old daughter, looks like she may have been passed around. Some incest stuff going on. So buckle up. You might need some holy oil after this one, some little holy water. Sprinkle on your face because it's... Woo. Welcome. Hit the like button to clock in so you get paid on Friday. We pay every Friday. Sometimes payroll be shaky, but we're going to hope for the best this Friday.
But when it moved, he messed me up, grabbed me and brought me downstairs and like helped me in bed and told me to like stay down here for a little while and I fell asleep.
Mike provided first-hand horrific details of what happened next.
He was right here. I took him and I slid his head over this way. I put the sled right here beside him, took him, rolled him over, got a hold of the sled, put it here and rolled him over onto it and rolled him out the door.
The sled Mike used was a deer sled, frequently used by hunters to haul heavy game home. The story only got grislier from there.
So when you woke up,
holy water real?
was the house
nah,
was
for
all
real.
of the blood and everything cleaned up? It was already gone. So you didn't know where any of that stuff went to?
Thank you, D.
Did you ask him or did he just tell you?
But he told me the night before that he was going to go take care of everything. But
You never actually witnessed how the body was dragged out of the home, how it was removed or anything
no,
like
he
that?
didn't want me to know.
He didn't want you to watch.
He knew once he pulled the trigger that he did that. And he shouldn't have done it.
While Melody and Mike both insisted that she didn't help clean up the crime scene, police likely found it hard to believe that Mike could have pulled off the entire cover-up without help. Melody was also in trouble for lying to the police when they first asked her if she knew what happened to Jim. As a result, she was placed under arrest for obstruction of justice. While Mike was doing his walkthrough and reconstruction of the crime, Melody was also brought over from the jail to do her own on-site interview. While there, she saw her father for the first time since his arrest.
Give me a kiss. Don't lie.
Melody was also asked to reconstruct the crime.
You went to bed.
I just went to bed at that moment.
You just went to bed with bloody arms and...
Well, I was kind of... I hadn't went to bed in a very long time, days, and when I came down here, I just basically passed out.
However, this wasn't the only thing they wanted to ask her about,
She
as
helped.
police were still
Jerry,
trying to piece
agree.
together the real motive.
Had there been anything going on between you and Jimmy?
No. No.
Yeah, I need to know. Nothing.
No, he wanted something, but I told him no, and he got mad about it, and I told...
When was that?
Basically the entire time I've been here.
So the entire time,
He's like...
he had been hitting on you, wanting you to do things with him.
Yeah.
I called it.
And you never did.
Mm-hmm.
What about anything between you and your dad? Nothing at all?
No.
As odd as this line of questioning may sound, there was a very good reason investigators were asking. There was something unsettling going on with Mike and his 18-year-old daughter, Melody. Police were made aware of the troubling allegations early on in the investigation when speaking with Jim's family.
Michael Dixon was here.
Yeah.
And what's his girlfriend's name?
It's his daughter.
Oh, his daughter.
Melody, and I do know her last name.
Yes.
Everybody said his daughter was a girlfriend.
Daughter/girlfriend.
She lying, D, for
Police
sure.
had also spoken to Melody's mother, Brandy, and what she shared added an upsetting layer to the case.
Why you ain't got the girl? Fucking Brandy?
Brandy explained the reason that Melody had been put in foster care and was not supposed to be in contact with her father.
The Children's Services decided not to let Melody go back.
Look, That's the classic meth outfit. When them pants rolled up like that right there.
Out because they think of a possibility he made out with his own daughter, so they kept her in foster care. When she came up here and started visiting me, she wanted to see her dad, but nobody could stop her because she was 18. She started seeing her dad, but I don't know the things he said to her or whatever, but he got her back on drugs again, like meth and all that crap.
Brandy said that there were multiple previous CPS reports detailing an ongoing struggle to keep Mike and Melody apart, but this is unconfirmed. Brandy also alleged that Mike's mother, Denise, was not only aware of the incestuous relationship, but had purchased lingerie for Melody. However, we do not have evidence to confirm this claim. Melody's younger sister made even more revolting claims.
Whenever we lived out with his mom and dad, I walked in the trailer and Melody and he was under the blanket, but maybe.
But you said that happened out at
Frank and
Denise's house? Was that like a long time ago? Or like?
No, it wasn't.
Frank and Denise, the mama and the stepdaddy knew that he was laying up with his daughter. Oh my God.
It hasn't even been a year yet. This September's going to be a year. They would always hold hands and all this. And he tried to hold my hand. He was like, "Come on, baby girl, you can hold my hand." I said, "No, do you want me to beat the f out of you?" That's just nasty. I'm not like 2 years old. I'm actually glad he's in jail. He needs to die in jail with all the that he's done.
Horrifically, Brandy and Melody's sister would not be the only ones to share troubling information with the police. Keith, the Whitaker family friend who had unknowingly helped Mike rearrange the crime scene, told the police that he had tried to convince Jim to kick Mike and Melody out, as he suspected they were having an incestuous affair. He told police that on multiple occasions while he was over, Mike and Melody would go downstairs together, and he would hear sounds of intimacy shortly thereafter. On one occasion, he said Melody invited him to stick around so they could have some fun, which sent Mike into such a rage that he grabbed a weapon and shot it out the back door several times. With the possibility of an illicit father-daughter relationship now in the mix, the investigators had to wonder if this could have been a factor in Jim's death. Little did they know, the case would get even more twisted.
Did y'all see that little touch at the end of that hug? Did y'all see that? That was disgusting. Y'all finna look at it again.
Or several times. With the possibility of an illicit father-daughter relationship now in the mix, the investigators had to wonder if this could have been a factor in Jim's death.
Here, look.
Little did they know, the case would get even more twisted.
That's not your man,
While investigators
girl.
had Melody and Mike at the crime scene, they focused on trying to locate Jim's remains. During his reconstruction of the crime, Mike walked the investigators through the chilling steps he took to get rid of the evidence.
So, which way did you drag him down into here?
Right.
You drug him right through here? And then show me where you laid the body.
What's your feet in that stuff, buddy?
His head was about right there. And the feet were down that way. And his head is about where your feet are. Okay. And you say you burnt him 10 to 15 hours?
Yes.
And the whole time you were using wood, sticks, accelerant?
Clothes. Really not. The only time I used any accelerants when I first started it.
Mike also said that he burned Jim's cell phone, multiple shotgun shells, and other spent casings.
Like, how much stuff was piled on top of him, on top of the body? Probably a foot or two. A what?
Foot or two. So you got a foot or two on top of him. You're lighting. You throw tires on after it's going. And wood. And you just kept throwing that stuff on there?
For a little bit, not all that long. Then once I got it going, I went in the house.
Okay. Did you stir it around? Fluff him up, let's say, like you'd fluff a fire up?
Once.
You did? Did you see his body then when you fluffed it?
Did you come out and make sure that he was gone? You didn't look at it to see if there was anything left? No.
The investigators were inclined to believe Mike, as they'd already found a way to substantiate his claims.
Let me see that. That's something. Oh, it appears to be a skull cap. Huh? Yep.
Damn, Jimmy.
Is that hair right there?
There's more of that rope type stuff.
That looks more like hair.
These folks gotta go dig in the trash. Ooh. My daughter gonna be doing this shit.
The initial investigators and the K-9 units had passed over this very burn pit without alerting. Along with the bone shards, the investigators also found a bone with what looked to be medically implanted scaffolding. Jim's doctor confirmed that the device could be consistent with the spine surgery Jim had years ago. But it still wasn't over. According to Mike, there was another place that needed to be searched for the rest of Jim's remains. Just a few days after Mike and Melody were arrested, the sheriff's department decided to pay Mike's stepfather, Frank, another visit.
All right, so this is what's happening. I have a warrant for your arrest.
What?
Okay, for obstruction of justice, okay, during the investigation, okay?
What?
All right, so I'm going to place you under arrest right now, okay? I need you to turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Frank was cooperative, but Denise wasn't shy about expressing her displeasure.
This sucks.
While Frank was in jail, the lead detectives, along with the prosecutor, once again tried to convince him to share what he knew about the case. What he revealed was appalling.
There's conversations that I know you had with Michael, with Melody present, especially when it came to destroying the teeth.
Frank insisted he didn't know anything until they showed him a video clip of him mentioning this to an officer, at which point he magically remembered.
Why did he tell you that he destroyed the teeth? How did that come out?
He just come out and said it because he seemed like he really got into it. He just seemed like it was weird because he seemed like he enjoyed it. And I'm like, you enjoyed something like that?
I need to understand how he got from Jimmy's gone to describing in detail to the point where you think he enjoys destroying human teeth, because that's a big jump. And you've given me no detail here.
Did he say whether or not Jimmy was dead when he knocked the teeth out?
Yeah, he said he was gone. That's what I kept saying. He was gone. He didn't say nothing about him being dead. He's gone.
After learning this, the detectives brought Mike back out for another walkthrough and enlisted his help to find what might remain of the teeth and the jawbone he said was kept with it.
What was it in again?
A bowl.
I would not keep coming back to this house, man. These things look disgusting, bro.
I believe it was plastic. Hold on.
We got about 10 minutes, y'all.
Like this?
You can clock out. You'll be able to clock out by 10 minutes.
You underneath this shelf or underneath here?
Underneath right there.
Could it be anywhere else? How big's the bowl?
Oh, it's bigger on that metal right there.
How high is it?
About 3-4 inches. That wasn't that. It wasn't that? Mm-hmm.
Where could it have gone?
As much as you guys have done moved, I'd have always found it by now. I mean, it wasn't hid, just sitting there.
Detectives were left with no choice but to out the entire basement, one item at a time. Despite all this work, Jim's jawbone and his teeth could not be found. An examination of the remains that were located revealed the sickening reason Mike had taken the chainsaw with him when he first fled Jim's residence. Many of the bone fragments showed evidence of cut marks, suggesting that Mike dismembered Jim's body before burning it. However, it was impossible to determine a precise cause of death because the remains were so damaged. Even after making this horrible discovery, the most shocking revelation was yet to come. Several months later, while waiting for the case to go to court, One of Melody's cellmates asked to speak with the detectives. What she alleged aligned with what many had feared all along.
Well, her and her dad had a relationship of sleeping with each other.
How do you know that?
She said it.
How did she say it?
Her and her dad had bedroom together. And told her, I was like, that's not right. And she just acted like it was no big deal. So, I mean, every day we would tell her and ask her, why are you, she's in love with her dad.
Did you have a relationship with James Whitaker?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Did you guys ever kiss?
No.
Not even a kiss.
Contrary to this, another woman incarcerated with Melody claimed she'd heard the exact opposite about Melody and Jim.
Did she ever talk about any kind of relationship with him?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
What did she say about that?
I mean, pretty much that she would sleep with them for money.
If Melody did have a relationship with Jim as well as her father, it had the potential to change almost everything about the case. It would explain the regular fights between Jim and Mike, and could mean that the shooting was the fallout of a twisted love triangle. While looking for proof of a relationship between Melody and Jim, the detectives obtained a search warrant to go through Melody's phone.
There's a video on your phone. Police officers retrieved your phone.
Look, her foot went crazy.
Looks like it.
When they said, police officers retrieve your phone, she was, holy, let's see.
Contact between you and your father. Would that be accurate or no?
Yes.
How long had you had a relationship with Michael?
The first thing that happened was when I got taken out of mom's custody and put in grandma's custody back in 2017.
Melody claimed to be on meth each time she had relations with her father.
How many times did that happen?
The meth using or?
With Michael.
When I was 16, between 4 and 6 times.
Disturbingly, this had taken place at the Specie house, while Melody and Mike were living with Frank and Denise, Melody's grandparents. As Melody's confession continued, it only became more upsetting.
Yes, wow. Grandma like the madam.
How many times after that did it happen when you weren't at your grandmother's? Did that start to happen when you started to live with him and James?
Yeah.
About how many times?
I don't know more than I can count. For years of my life, whenever you try to say no, and then men are on top of you and you can't push them off, and then whenever I would tell my dad no, he would stop and he would respect that. So that's why I thought it was okay, because he would always stop. I said no.
You realize it wasn't okay? You know that now? You also realize it wasn't your fault? Because it wasn't okay. It was not okay. It wasn't your fault. He's a grown-ass man and should know better.
In 2021, Michael Dixon was sentenced to life in prison for murder, along with 3 years for tampering with evidence and 16.5 years for engaging in corrupt acts. He will not be eligible for parole until 2070, at which point he would be 91 years old. Melody, meanwhile, was convicted on 2 counts of obstruction of justice and 3 counts of tampering with evidence. She was sentenced to 9 years in prison and will be eligible for release in 2029. Finally, Frank was convicted on 1 count of obstructing justice. He received credit for time served and 5 years on probation. Despite these convictions, we still don't know the full truth about why Mike killed Jim or the exact date of Jim's death. These factors will remain a mystery until either Mike or Melody reveal these final secrets.
Dang, that was corrupt and nasty. Well, y'all, we made it through our first case as an official detective agency. How y'all feeling about it? Feel like you need to go wash? Mother said we might need to go get baptized in the holy water ocean. I think I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing. This was a sick, demented case. Everybody was all in. Everybody in this little trailer park demented family knew about these incestuous shits and events that's going on. They hold this little girl out. They messed her mind up with meth, and he was using her as his personal sex toy. But if she would say no, she would stop. So she thought it was true love. Man, that's sad, man. That's sad. Mama should be locked up too if you knew that's what happened. You talking about she 18, nobody can stop her. Yes, the hell they can. Yes, they can. You can't go see him. That's nasty. What he did to you is not right. And no, you can't be in love with him. No. That's the time I would definitely deter my daughter from being around that man. Yeah, for sure. I know I always preach, yeah, women don't need to keep their kid away from their dads, but that's the time you keep your kid away from the dad when he is a predator and harming that baby. Man, y'all, I don't know what to say. If y'all didn't get a chance to see Grown Folk Talk last night, man, go catch the replay on GFT. It was a great show last night. Make sure you tap in with that boy Young Tay White. We got new videos dropping every day, 3, 4, 5 times a day. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, notification bell on GFT and Tay White. Make sure you follow the conductor of the band camp. That's Miss Modest Moments. Hit the subscribe and notification button to make sure you stay informed of what everybody got going on. Follow that boy Boss Blake. You know he got a pod going off tonight. Him and his co-host YJ. Tap in with him. Make sure you follow the movements of the team. You know, you can follow me on the one. Make sure you hit that notification bell, and every time you tap in, hit that like button so you can get your check on Friday. We're gonna pay out Friday if payroll ain't tripping. You know, payroll be tripping sometimes. But in closing, we get an A+ today. You guys were sharp. You were picking out all the clues, all the hints. We picked the right person off top. We didn't guess, we didn't miss. We wish we would have got a couple more people to be incarcerated, but for overall, you guys rocked out. Amazing, amazing work. Thumbs up to you guys. And I'll see you tomorrow. If you don't remember anything I say in all of these podcasts, always remember that I tell you, I'm the one to tell you that you're enough and that I love you. Peace.
Here this morning, police are looking for a suspect.
The only detective agency capable of handling these grotesque and obscene cases. Look no further than the Ones Detective Agency, where evidence does not matter. We lock you up and figure it out later.
Hey, what's up?
The Ones Detective